Today you will get to see the role of men in women not being able to achieve pregnancy. It's going to be a bombshell. It's going to be a very big bombshell. And why we have to today encourage everyone you know to be part of this particular program. We all have sisters in these conditions. We have friends. Our children also may marry tomorrow. One thing or the other may happen because life has never been without challenges. You also have friends and loved ones, as I'm talking right now, having a challenge that is trying to tear them apart. I can tell you something, there's a hope through you that will reach to them by the knowledge you will get today. But I will tell you something very striking, that unfortunately, most of the 5 years, 10 years, 20 years of marriage you see, the men are responsible for that very woman staying that way till menopause. On the other hand, there's something that's actually been happening in our society where it seems as if men are today called baby. An full-grown adult man with mustache and beard, he will be calling him baby. He will just be quiet, they happy. I will tell you the detrimental effects of that very baby that is going on everywhere. It has kept some women in the state they are. Unfortunately, why ignorantly they don't know how much they have hurt themselves. Issue that has to do with childbearing, perfect study has shown that 50% of barrenness you see in marriages come from men. And 50% come from the women. All right? By and by, it's not a function of who is coming from, because issue that has to do with marriage is a relationship. It is not a fault-finding mission. If a problem is a problem of your wife, it is still your problem. If it is vice versa, same. So, it is not a function of whose fault are we talking about here, but how do we get it right? When you see 5 years married, 10 years married, please pause. Don't hold on the woman first. Let us find out the status of this man. And when such is found out early, the time of their frustration is usually narrowed. Very, very, very narrowed. And that's why I made a statement, and I want you to keep this in record. You are ignorantly expecting the arrival of your wife's menopause if you have low sperm count and ignore it. A preacher says something sometime that I look at it as a demonstration of medical illiteracy. By the fact he said that, no, hey man, you don't need millions of sperm. One is enough. And I say, man of God, one is not enough. And I put it to you listening to me, one can't be enough. God cannot be stupid or cannot be without knowledge by causing a man. This man you see here produced 300 million sperm. 300 million. You can see it moving. What was God's intention for a man to have 300 million while a woman will only produce one egg? Is this more than enough? Is it for him afterwards make you use the rest do ngongo? No, there's a purpose for this. It's painful that most times when people must have stayed for a while in marriage, and after which 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, now fibroid will now start coming on board. And when eventually they go to do a scan and say that, oh, the woman has fibroid. Come on, let me tell you something. If you are seeing a couple that are married for 5 years and you are seeing fibroid eventually, is the fibroid responsible for the delay? No, I can tell you. Because when the fibroid was not there, year 1, year 2, year 3, or even being small then, why was the pregnancy not there? It's a question that must intelligently be asked to enable the right result be gotten. We can't continue to be in position to say, I'm waiting on the Lord. Yes, if you are waiting on the Lord, you must have understanding on how to pray if you have a low sperm count. Otherwise, your wife may stay till menopause ensues. Today, looking at the role of men in the infertility of women or their wives, as it were, happen to be on one problem of childlessness or the causes of infertility in women. It is called hyperprolactinemia. Don't worry about the big grammar. Hyper means high. Prolactin is one major hormone that is responsible for the issue of lactation. That's when a woman delivers, so it triggers, it helps to make milk to be coming out from the breast. And anemia means in the blood. So when it says hyperprolactinemia, it's a high prolactin level in the blood. So let that confusion be clear. So when this condition called hyperprolactinemia happen in a woman, if that woman is not pregnant, if that woman is not nursing a baby, and all of a sudden they discover that her breast start producing milk or start producing water, something is wrong. Something is wrong. That thing has to be addressed, because most of our great-grandmothers that actually didn't have any provision for contraceptive, yet they spaced their children for 2 to 3 years. What was the secret? The secret behind it is that those days they used to have exclusive breastfeeding. That's why if you see some of us that are kakaraka like this, majority of us suck breast for 2 years. Even when they carry you around, they fit throw the breast for back, and then they just the suck to make sure that. But what is the implication of that? As that very baby is sucking the breast, that particular woman won't achieve pregnancy because that prolactin that is high will suppress the other hormones. Sometimes she may not even see her menses. That is the implication of that particular hormone. It suppresses the fertility hormone. Sometimes it may make the woman also, they can space their children. But today, as the events of life unfold, we are now having a lot of babies in the house. You see a woman that may have that kind of challenge, they will now, you see a full-blown adult. In fact, a 60-year-old man with mustache, white and bia, and somebody will be inside and be calling him baby. He could be happy. I will tell you the impact of you being an adult baby in your house. A woman told me one occasion and said that they went for a place, and the prophetess said that she saw her and a baby with filling bottle just moving. That is a spiritual baby. I say it's not a spiritual baby. That your husband, the woman, they reveal. Because when there is an issue that has to do with hyperprolactinemia, and the breast is being sucked over and over again, that sucking reflex will produce more fluid, will produce more milk, increasing that prolactin level. So in the body of the woman, they will sense there is the body, the hormonal system in that very woman will sense that they have a baby in the house. And that woman will not be able to achieve pregnancy. Will not be able to achieve pregnancy. And when we did the test of the wife and discovered that her prolactin level is very high and she was also lactating, I asked her, does your husband actually saw this very breast repeatedly? He said yes. I said that vision that woman saw with a baby carrying filling bottle, my husband. Your husband, when he the review, but he don't understand how he be. The sucking reflex makes the woman not to be able to achieve pregnancy by increasing the prolactin level in the blood. That's why if they still call you baby, as you know, even in my house they used to call me baby. One of the occasions, my little daughter provoked, asked my wife, how many babies do we have in this house? Because she will call baby this one, she will rush in. He said, it's not your own. He said, mommy, how many babies do we have in this house? He said, my daughter, you will not understand. We have an adult, full-blown adult baby in this house. My daughter now asks, is that baby not growing? Why should he become an adult baby? Is the baby not growing? So what I'm trying to say here is that in a scenario where you will still have occasion of having challenges in childbearing, it is important that when there is a fluid coming out from the breast, do not go to thank God that you have gotten a ministry. No. You may worsen the situation the more. Now, finally, on the subject of the issue of a woman that is not pregnant, not breastfeeding, but is seeing breast milk coming out. The first and foremost thing, as we earlier established, is called hyperprolactinemia. That particular condition can be resolved. It can be in position to be treated with most of these other drugs, dopamine related, that have bromocriptine, palodel, and all that. Even the carbagolines of dustiness and all that. That one can help to suppress that particular hormone, so to enable the woman achieve pregnancy. But most importantly, as we are talking today, the role of men. If you have been a sucker, my friend, I want you just to hold on for now, because the more you turn yourself into a baby in the house, and you already received the title baby. Oh, baby, come. Oh, baby, baby. Did they call you baby? The body of the woman assume there is a baby in the house. With that baby sucking normal breastfeeding, there's no way the pregnancy will come. So when you observe that kind of a thing, you hold on, because sucking reflex trigger the more production of that hormone that will stop her not being able to achieve pregnancy. So you hold on until that very breast is dry, so that when eventually it happens and she starts breastfeeding, even if you want to join the ministry, that one concerns you, but it is important you know where you should draw the line.